Chapter 8, High Stakes. The dusty highway finally gives way to the skeletal outskirts of what used to be Las Vegas. Twisted casino signs lean like drunken giants, their faded letters barely legible under layers of dust and time. The sun has dipped low, turning the sky a bruised violet. Nathan spots it first, a single, defiant glow ahead. A small bar half buried in sand drifts, its neon tubes still flickering in the windows. Last Chance Saloon in cracked pink and blue. One bulb buzzes on the edge of death, but the place is alive. Marcus slows the mech, scans the perimeter. No immediate threats, just windy, scoured emptiness. He steps off to the side, powers down the suit with a low whine, and climbs out. The mech stands silent among the brush and skeletal Joshua trees. He opens a chest plate one last time. Rad Dude hops inside without protest, curling into the padded harness like it's a nest. Marcus kneels, visor up, and scratches behind the cat's ears.
I'll be back in a minute, buddy. Stay put.
He seals the chest plate with a soft hiss. The suit locks, lights dimming to stand by. Hidden, safe. The three men approach the bar on footcoats dusted, weapons slung low but ready. They push through the creaking door. Inside, dim amber light, the smell of stale beer, smoke, and something faintly chemical. A handful of patrons, gaunt survivors in patched rad gear, hunch over tables or lean at the bar. Every head turns as they enter. Eyes narrow, hands drift toward hidden holsters. Silence. Redact breaks it first. Voice calm, but carrying.
No problem, unless y'all want one.
The tension cracks. A few nervous laughs. Shoulders relax. Conversations resume in low mutters. The three men walk to the bar, pull up stools. Nathan leans on the scarred wood, looks at the bartender, a wiry woman with radiation scars across one cheek and a mechanical eye that whirs softly.
3 scotches, please.
She stares for a long second, then shrugs and pours amber liquid into cloudy glasses. No ice, no questions. Redact takes his drink, glances sideways at Marcus.
You okay?
Marcus stares into his glass, fingers tight around it.
I will be when James is safe.
Redact nods, slow, sad understanding, passing between them. They drink. The burn is sharp, familiar, grounding. Nathan sets his glass down first.
Plan's simple. We hit Vegas from the East Old Strip approach. Mech gives us speed and firepower if we run into trouble. Sensors should pick up James's signature once we're closer. If they've got him in one of the old casino vaults or underground bunkers, we breach, extract, get out.
Redact swirls the last of his scotch.
Raiders or scavengers. They'll want something tech, meds, the lab's location. We use that. Let them think we're negotiating. Then we take what's ours.
Marcus drains his glass, sets it down with quiet finality.
No negotiations. They have my son. That's all that matters.
He looks at both men, eyes hard, voice low.
We go in quiet if we can, loud if we have to, but we come out with James, no matter what.
Nathan nods once.
Agreed.
Redact raises his empty glass in a small, grim toast.
To getting our boy back.
They clink the empties together. 3 quiet men in a dead bar on the edge of a dead city. Outside, the neon flickers on. Inside the mech, Rad Dude sleeps. Vegas waits. The morning sun rises slow and merciless over the wasteland, turning the cracked highway into a shimmering ribbon of heat. The three men step out of the Last Chance saloon, boots crunching on gravel, the neon sign behind them flickering one last time before dying for the day. Nathan pauses first, checking the readouts on his suit's wrist display.
Rad tanks are low. Everyone's showing yellow. Swap 'em now.
He kneels, opens his pack, and pulls 3 fresh canisters sealed, heavy, stamped with faded Abiotic Labs markings. The old ones hiss as they detach. The new ones lock in with a satisfying click. The suit's Geiger counters quiet from their warning chatter to a soft, steady tick. Redact rolls his shoulders, stretching arms wide despite the pull of bandages. He fishes a slightly bent cigar from an inner pocket, pre-war, probably stolen from the bar's back room, and clamps it between his teeth. A flick of a battered lighter, a deep draw, and smoke curls up into the dry air.
Still got that bite,
he mutters, exhaling a slow plume. Marcus walks over to the hidden mech suit tucked among the skeletal trees. He powers it down with a palm scan, chest plate hissing open. Rad Dude immediately hops out, stretches, and rubs against Marcus's leg with a rough purr. Marcus kneels, scratching behind the cat's ears.
Hey, buddy.
He reaches into his pack and pulls out the last of the meatloaf ration from the night before, wrapped carefully, still edible. He sets it on the ground. Rad Dude attacks it like he hasn't eaten in days, tearing into the foil with tiny, ferocious bites. Marcus watches, a small, tired smile breaking through.
Man, you were hungry, weren't you?
The cat doesn't answer, just keeps eating, tail flicking contentedly. Marcus stands, dusts off his knees, and rejoins Nathan and Redact. They run final gear checks, rifles slung, mags topped off, water bladders shaken to confirm levels, Rad Dude now trotting at Marcus's heels like he's part of the formation. The old Vegas strip gate looms ahead, a massive, rusted archway that once welcomed millions, now half-collapsed, neon tubes long dead. Faded letters still cling to the top. Welcome to fabulous Las Vegas. They stop just short of it. Nathan lowers his voice.
Strips a maze, casinos, tunnels, old vaults. Raiders love the underground. If they've got James, he's probably in one of the secure sublevels. We go in quiet, find the signature, extract. No heroics unless we have to.
Redact exhales smoke, nods.
The mech stays on point for heavy resistance. I'll take point on foot, eyes open for traps. You two cover the flanks.
Marcus looks at the gate at the wasteland city beyond, silent and waiting. Then down at Rad Dude, who's finished the meatloaf and is now licking his paws. He scoops the cat up gently, tucks him against his chest inside the unzipped coat.
Let's go get our boy.
The 3 men and Rad Dude step through the broken arch into Las Vegas. The Vegas Strip hits them like a fever dream. Even after the bombs, even after decades of fallout and silence, the old neon refuses to die completely. Towering casino signs flicker and pulse in erratic bursts. Half the tubes shattered, the rest glowing sickly through cracked plastic. Caesar's Palace, missing half its letters, Bellagio reduced to Belgo, MGM Grand, pulsing red like an open wound. The fountains are dry, the canals cracked, but the lights still fight the dark, throwing jagged rainbows across irradiated sand drifts and twisted metal sculptures that used to be cars. Marcus, Nathan, and Redact stand at the foot of the strip mech suit, towering behind them, taking it in for a long, stunned moment. Then Nathan tilts his head slightly, visor catching the glow. He leans close to Redac Seer, voice low over private comms.
They're aware of the raiders' lack of presence, the ones who presumed us.
Redac's grin is slow, sharp.
Oh, I know where they are.
Nathan matches the grin quick, dangerous. Marcus notices heads turning locals in patched rad suits, scavengers at card tables under flickering awnings, a few armed silhouettes on rooftops all staring at the 7-foot mech. He exhales.
Guys, I think I should secure the mech outside the gate. Redac, can you watch Rad Dude?
Redac glances at the cat perched on Marcus's shoulder, then back up.
I'm under the moon. I'll watch him like the stars.
Marcus gives him a small, sad grin, grateful, tired, then turns. He walks the mech back through the broken arch, finding a shadowed alcove behind a collapsed billboard. Redac scoops Rad Dude up, tucking the cat inside his coat against his chest. The cat settles immediately, only the tip of his tail poking out. The three men move deeper into the strip, blending as best they can among the survivors, the gamblers, the desperate traders hawking Geiger-tainted water and pre-war cigarettes. They walk in loose formation, Nathan scanning rooftops and alleys, Redac keeping casual pace with Rad Dude purring against him. Marcus' eyes forward searching every face, every shadow, every doorway for a sign of James. The strip is alive in a twisted way, makeshift markets under casino awnings, flickering holo projectors playing ancient casino ads on loop, armed lookouts on balconies, watching for trouble. Redac keeps his voice low.
Raiders who grabbed us were just muscle. Someone higher-up's running this, someone who knew we'd come topside. They've got James stashed somewhere secure. Probably one of the old vault levels under a casino. Caesars, Bellagio, maybe the Luxor Pyramid, they all had bunkers.
Nathan nods toward a cluster of armed men near a barricaded side street.
Those are lookouts. Same patched gear as the ones who jumped us. We tail one, quietly see where they report.
Marcus's voice is flat, focused.
We find the chain of command. We climb it. We get James.
Rad Dude pokes his head out of Redacta's coat, sniffing the air, ears forward, curious. Redac chuckles softly.
Even the cat's ready.
They keep moving deeper into the neon-lit ruin, eyes sharp, hearts heavy. James is here somewhere. Marcus, Nathan, and Redac trail the raiders at a careful distance, staying just out of easy sight among the flickering neon shadows and drifting dust. Rad Dude rides comfortably in the crook of Redac's arm, tucked inside the unzipped coat, only his small head poking out, ears swiveling at every sound. The raiders peel off the main strip, ducking down a narrow side street lined with boarded-up souvenir shops and collapsed marquees. They stop at what looks like a small, unassuming general store faded sign reading Lucky 7 Supplies, windows smeared with years of grime, a single flickering bulb over the door. The raiders push inside without hesitation. Marcus and Nathan exchange a quick look, then slip in after them, moving low and quiet, blending into the aisles like ordinary scavengers browsing dusty shelves of canned goods and pre-war candy wrappers. Redac stays outside, settling onto a weathered bench beside the entrance. Rad Dude hops down into his lap, purring softly. Redac scratches behind the cat's ears, then digs into his pack and pulls out the last scrap of garlic bread from a couple nights ago. Still wrapped, a little stale, but safe enough for Rad Dude's iron stomach.
Here you go. go, little man.
Redact murmurs, tearing off a piece and offering it. Rad Dude sniffs once, then devours it in 3 enthusiastic bites, licking crumbs off Redact's glove. Inside the store, Marcus and Nathan stand at a shelf of ancient energy bars, pretending to read faded labels while keeping the raiders in peripheral vision. The raiders move straight to the counter, no browsing, no small talk. One taps the cashier, a thin, scarred man with a mechanical arm on the sleeve, a quick thumbs-up gesture. The cashier nods once, reaches under the counter, and presses a hidden button. A low rumble. A section of floor near the back wall slides open, revealing a crawl-space-sized hatch, dark and narrow, lit only by faint red emergency strips below. The raiders drop through one by one, disappearing into the hole. The hatch seals shut behind the last man with a metallic clunk. Marcus leans close to Nathan, voice a bare whisper.
We gotta figure out a way to get down there.
Nathan's eyes flick to the cashier, then around the store empty except for them.
Looks like the cashier needs a little persuasion.
He checks once more, no witnesses. Then Nathan moves fast, silent rifle snapping up, a single suppressed shot. The brain control round punches clean into the cashier's temple. The man's eyes glaze instantly. His posture slumps into blank obedience. Nathan lowers the rifle, voice calm.
Take the rest of the day off, buddy. You've earned it.
The cashier turns without a word, walks out the front door, and disappears into the sunset haze of the strip. Nathan steps to the entrance, gives Redact a quick thumbs up through the glass. Redact returns it thumb high, Rad Dude balanced on his shoulder like a lookout. Nathan and Marcus move to the counter. Nathan presses the hidden button. The hatch rumbles open again, red light spilling upward from below. Marcus looks down into the dark tunnel, narrow ladder descending into shadow. He meets Nathan's eyes.
Ready?
Nathan nods once.
Always.
Nathan draws his carbine, steps onto the ladder, and starts down. Marcus follows. The hatch closes above them with a final heavy thud. Redact stays outside, Rad Dude purring against his neck, watching the street, waiting for the signal. Down below, the hunt continues. Nathan drops through the hatch first, boots hitting the metal ladder rungs with a soft clang. He moves immediately to the nearest corner, pressing his back to the wall, rifle up, sweeping the dim corridor below. Red emergency strips cast long shadows. The air is cool, stale, thick with the smell of old concrete and something faintly metallic. Marcus follows less gracefully. He misjudges the drop, lands heavy, knees buckling. He hits the floor with a grunt, palm slapping concrete. Nathan is there in a heartbeat, hand under Marcus's arm, hauling him up, dusting off his coat with quick, efficient swipes.
Shit.
Marcus mutters, rubbing his knee.
Don't get old.
Nathan laughs, short, quiet.
You okay?
Marcus nods, rolling his shoulder.
Yeah, just lost my footing.
They turn together, weapons low but ready, and proceed cautiously down the narrow hall boots, soft on the grated floor, eyes scanning every junction, every shadow. Above ground, outside Lucky 7 Supplies, Redact sits on the weathered bench, Rad Dude curled in his lap like a living scarf. The cat's purring is a low, steady vibration against Redact's chest, comforting in the neon hum of the strip. Redact looks down at him, voice soft.
You know, me and you ain't so different. I'm also something of a mutant myself.
Rad Dude stares up, unblinking, almost attentive, as if he understands every word. Redact exhales smoke from his cigar, keeps petting.
I haven't told the guys yet. Marcus will probably want to run tests, try to fix me. I know he's just trying to help, but I like it.
Rad Dude rubs his head harder against Redact's chest, a small, insistent nudge. Redact's voice drops lower.
Just feel my mutation won't be accepted.
A small figure detaches from the crowd. A boy, maybe 8 or 9, face streaked with dirt, clothes ragged and patched. He stops a few feet away, eyes wide and hopeful.
Would you have any coins, sir? I am really hungry.
Redact looks at him, really looks. The boy's eyes, the way he holds himself, too thin, too wary. It hits like a memory of James at that age, before the portals, before everything. Redact's throat tightens. He reaches into his coat, pulls out a folded $100 bill, pre-war, still crisp, and the last scrap of garlic bread from his pack. He holds them out. The boy's eyes go wide. Tears spill instantly. He lunges forward, wrapping thin arms around Redact in a fierce hug. Redact freezes for half a second, then hugs back tight, careful, like he's afraid he'll break something fragile. Tears prick his own eyes. The boy pulls back, clutching the bill and bread like treasure. Redact leans down, voice rough but gentle.
Now run along, get yourself some food and rest.
The boy nods frantically, waves once with a huge grin, then darts off into the Vegas crowd, disappearing among legs and flickering lights. Redact watches him go until he's gone. Then he looks back at Rad Dude, still curled in his lap, and smiles, small and real.
Good kid.
Below, secret passageway. Marcus and Nathan reach the end of the narrow hall. Ahead, a reinforced, windowed, room-old security office, maybe lit by flickering fluorescents. 5 raiders inside, sitting around a battered table, voices muffled but audible. Marcus and Nathan press to the wall beside the glass, out of sight. Nathan pulls a small listening device from his pack, palm-sized, adhesive, sticks it to the wall. A thin wire snakes to his earpiece. He listens. Face drains of color, sweat beads on his brow. He turns to Marcus slow, horrified.
James is at the bottom of Casino 118.
Marcus's breath catches. Casino 118. The place he met Sylvia, his wife, James's mother. The place they danced under fake stars, laughed about building a family, dreamed of a life beyond the lab. She died years ago, radiation sickness after a surface run gone wrong, or so he thought. Nathan watches him seize the realization crash in.
You don't think she...
Marcus cuts him off sharp, too sharp.
That's not possible. She's dead.
Nathan swallows hard.
Let's go. We need to get back to Redact.
He grabs Marcus's shoulder firm, grounding, and pulls him back toward the ladder. Marcus follows, steps mechanical, mind 1,000 miles away. Above, outside, Lucky 7, supply. Redact sits guard, Rad Dude asleep on his chest. The strip hums around him neon, voices, distant music from a half-working speaker. He waits. And somewhere below, the truth about Sylvia and James is waiting too. Nathan and Marcus step out of the general store into the harsh midday light of the strip. The neon signs flicker erratically overhead, casting shifting shadows across the cracked sidewalk. Redax stands up from the bench, Rad Dude cradled carefully in one arm like a living scarf, the cat's tail flicking lazily. Redac's grin fades as he reads their faces.
So, what's the news?
Marcus doesn't answer. He walks past Redact in silence, shoulders tight, and drops onto the bench like the weight of the world just landed on him again. His eyes stare straight ahead, unfocused, distant. Nathan stops in front of Redact, voice low but clear.
James is being held in the bunker under Casino 118.
Redact's breath catches. He looks at Marcus, really looks, and the pieces click. The silence. The way Marcus is sitting like he's been hollowed out. Casino 118 wasn't just a random location. It was their place. They actually named it Casino 118 after Redact when he won a big gambling tournament. Sylvia's place, where Marcus found peace. Redax's expression softens grief and resolve, mixing in equal measure. He shifts Rad Dude to one arm and steps over, crouching slightly to meet Marcus's level.
Hey.
Marcus doesn't look up at first. Redact rests a hand on his shoulder, firm, steady.
Don't worry, Marcus. We're gonna get James back. Nothing will stand in our way. Nothing.
The words hang between them. Quiet promise. Unbreakable. Marcus finally lifts his head. His eyes are red-rimmed, but something hard flickers back into them. He nods once, sharp, and lets Redact pull him to his feet. The three men stand together for a moment, shoulders almost touching, Rad Dude purring softly against Redact's chest like he understands the gravity. Nathan checks his rifle sling, voice steady.
Let's move.
They turn as one and head deeper into the strip toward Casino 118. The building looms ahead, once a glittering pyramid of glass and gold, now a half-collapsed monument to excess. The massive Sphinx out front is cracked down the middle, one eye socket, dark, empty. The entrance is barricaded with scrap metal and razor wire, guarded by two armed figures in mismatched raider gear. Flickering torches line the steps. Somewhere inside, deep below, the bunker waits. Marcus's hand tightens on his carbine. Redact adjusts Rad Dude's position, safe, secure. Nathan chambers around quietly. They don't speak. They don't need to. James is down there, and they're going in. The three men stand before the grand decaying entrance to Casino 118A, towering pyramid of blackened glass and gold plating. Its once brilliant Sphinx statue now cracked down the middle, one stone palm missing entirely. The doors are flanked by two raider guards, patched leather armor. Scarred faces, rifles slung low but fingers near triggers. The taller one steps forward, hand out.
Entry fee, $100.
Marcus pats his pockets, empty except for lint and a spent shell casing. Nathan digs through his coat, $5 in crumpled pre-war bills, and a single bullet casing. He shrugs. They both turn to Redact. Redact fumbles through his bag, rifling past ammo, the vodka bottle, an old ration wrapper, then stops. His face falls.
I got nothing.
He remembers the $100 bill he gave the hungry boy earlier, every last scrap of cash. The second guard snorts.
Well, if you're a little short on cash, you could always win some at the other casinos.
Both guards burst into harsh laughter, slapping each other's shoulders. Marcus looks at Nathan, voice low.
Ever gambled?
Nathan shrugs.
Not other than Cheetos at game night.
They both turn to Redact. Redact's eyes light up, slow, dangerous, nostalgic. He cracks his knuckles.
All right, fellas, let's go shake 'em down.
The three men and Rad Dude, tucked safely in Redact's coat, turn and head back toward the flickering lights of the Strip. First stop, Lucky 7 Casino, the closest one on the list. They push through the doors. Inside, smoke, low chatter, the clatter of chips and slots. Redact heads straight for a blackjack table, $5 in hand from Nathan. He sits, slides the bill forward. The dealer, a tired woman with a cybernetic eye, deals the cards. Redact plays conservatively at first basic strategy, no flair. Wins 2 hands, loses 1. Then starts counting cards quietly, the way he used to before the bombs fell. 30 minutes later, he walks out with $30 in chips cashed to bills. Next, Wild West Triple Spades Casino. Louder, rowdier cowboy hats on raiders, mechanical bull in the corner. Redact finds a poker table, buys in with the $30. He bluffs like a man who's got nothing to lose because right now he doesn't. The table folds to him twice. He pushes on a full house, wins big, $70 in his pocket. They leave fast, no lingering, no celebration. Last stop, All Stars Slots Casino. The crowd is thinner here, quieter, more desperate. Slots chime listlessly. A few tables run low-stakes games. Redact scopes the room, then heads for a high-limit poker table near the back. Marcus outside finds a bench against the wall, sits with Rad Dude curled in his lap. The cat purrs steadily, small comfort in the neon glow. Nathan moves to the bar, orders a drink he doesn't plan to finish, leans in to chat up locals. Quiet questions, recent arrivals, unusual guests, anything about a kid with escorts. He listens, nods, files it away. Inside, Redact sits down at the poker table. The game is Texas Hold'em. High stakes for the Strip, $70 buy-in. Redact plays like he's back in the lab break room. Calm, unreadable, reading faces instead of cards. He folds early, lets others build pots, then strikes big bluff on a river card that folds 3 players. He takes the pot. Chips stack up high. Another hand-straight flush draw. He pushes all in. The table hesitates. One calls. Redact turns the cards. Flush. The pot doubles. He cashes out at $220, enough for entry, plus extra for bribes or emergencies. He walks out, bills tucked deep, face neutral. Marcus looks up from the bench as Redact approaches. Rad Dude lifts his head, meows once like approval. Redact flashes the cash.
Got us in.
Nathan joins them from the bar, face grim but focused.
Rumors match. Kid was brought in 2 nights ago, escorted straight to the lower bunker. No one's seen him since.
Marcus stands and says,
Let's go.
The 3 men turn toward Casino 118 once more, now with the price of entry in hand. The cracked Sphinx statue looms overhead, one stone eye socket, dark and empty, the other reflecting the sickly neon glow from the Strip behind them. The 2 raider guards, same ones from earlier, straighten as they spot the approaching group, rifles shifting in lazy grips. The taller guard snorts, elbowing his partner.
How bad did they rob you boys?
Redact doesn't break stride. He pulls the crisp $100 bill from his pocket, folded neatly, pre-war ink still sharp, and holds it up between 2 fingers like a winning hand.
Why don't you guys open up those doors for us and grab me a vodka? No ice.
He steps close, tucks a crisp 5 into the guard's shirt pocket, and gives it a casual, almost friendly pat like tipping a valet. The laughter dies instantly. The guards exchange a quick glance, surprise, then calculation. The taller one shrugs, pockets the 5, and jerks his head toward the doors.
Welcome to 118.
The heavy metal doors grind open, hydraulics whining, dust sifting down from the frame. Marcus, Nathan, and Redak step through without another word. Behind them, Rad Dude curls tighter on the bench outside, ears forward, tail wrapped neatly around paws, green eyes watching the doors close. He'll wait, he always does. Inside, the casino assaults the senses. The main floor is a cavern of faded opulence, rows of silent slot machines draped in dust, roulette wheels still, blackjack tables empty except for a few half-asleep dealers. Overhead chandeliers, half their crystals missing, cast fractured light across cracked marble. A massive fountain in the center no longer runs. Its basin is filled with sand and cigarette butts. Faint music loops from hidden speakers, tinny, warped pre-war jazz that skips every few bars. The air smells of stale smoke, spilled liquor, and something faintly metallic, old blood or rust. Raiders and locals alike move through the space, some gambling with scavenged chips, others leaning against pillars, eyes tracking newcomers. No one approaches, not yet. Redact exhales slowly, cigar still clenched between his teeth.
Feels like home, if home was a graveyard with bad lighting.
Nathan's eyes are already moving, counting exits, spotting cameras, most dead, a few blinking red, noting armed figures on the upper balconies. Marcus stands motionless for a beat, staring at the central staircase that leads down toward the vaults, toward the bunker, toward whatever truth waits about Sylvia, and toward James. He finally speaks, voice low and steady.
Let's find the way down.
Redact nods, patting the vodka bottle in his pack like a talisman.
After you.
Nathan falls in step beside them. The 3 men move deeper into the casino, past empty craps tables, under flickering chandeliers toward the lower levels. Rad Dude waits outside. The hunt is inside now. The 3 men descend the narrow service stairwell from the main casino floor, boots echoing softly on rusted metal steps. The air grows cooler and heavier the deeper they go, stale, metallic, laced with the faint ozone tang of old ventilation systems. Dim red emergency strips line the walls, casting long shadows that flicker with every step. They reach the lower service corridor, concrete, low-ceilinged, lined with locked utility doors and faded hazard signs. The hum of distant generators vibrates through the floor. A door to the left bangs open. A guard stumbles out, wearing nothing but a heart-patterned boxers, hair mussed, lipstick smeared across his cheek. A woman's voice snaps from inside the room,
"Get out,"
followed by the slam of the door. The guard freezes when he sees Marcus, Nathan, and Redact. His eyes widen. He lunges toward a nearby wall rack where his rifle should be, then realizes it's not there. Panic flashes. He turns to run. Redact moves faster. He tackles the guard from behind, driving him face first into the wall. One gloved hand clamps over the man's mouth before he can shout. Redact's voice is calm, almost conversational.
Lady Troubles.
The guard thrashes. Redact slams him harder against the concrete hand still sealed over mouth and nose.
We're looking for a little boy.
Redact continues, tone flat.
And we know you fellas got him.
The guard squirms harder. Redax slaps him sharp, open-handed across the face.
I wouldn't struggle too much. Hate to have to give this hall its well-deserved fresh coat of paint.
The guard goes still, eyes wide, terrified. Nathan steps forward, calm and clinical. He pulls a Neurolink syringe from his belt, the same kind they used on the cashier upstairs, and drives it into the side of the guard's neck. The plunger depresses. The guard's eyes glaze over instantly, pupils dilating, expression slackening into blank obedience. Nathan leans in close.
Now, where's the boy?
The guard's voice comes out monotone, robotic.
He's on level D3. Crate elevator down the hall will take you right to him.
Nathan nods once, job done, and steps back to Marcus. Redact doesn't hesitate. He grabs the guard's head in both hands, twists sharply. A wet crack. The body slumps. Redact lowers it gently to the floor, almost respectfully.
No loose ends, you know.
Marcus watches the whole thing, face hard, jaw tight, but doesn't speak. He just nods once. They move down the corridor together, silent, weapons up, footsteps muffled. At the end, a large industrial crate elevator double doors scarred and dented. Control panel lit with a single glowing button labeled D3, Secure Vault. Nathan presses it. The doors rumble open. The three men step inside. The doors close. The elevator lurches downward, slow, groaning, descending into the dark heart of Casino 118. The crate elevator lurches to a stop with a low groan, brakes squealing against decades-old rails. The doors slide open, slow, reluctant, revealing a small, dimly lit office on level D. Concrete walls, flickering fluorescent tubes overhead. A single metal desk pushed against the far wall, dust thick enough to write in. One other, door reinforced steel. No visible handle or keypad. Just a smooth panel and a small red light blinking steadily beside it. Marcus, Nathan, and Redact step off the elevator in loose formation rifles, low but ready, boots quiet on the grated floor. Redact moves first to the far door, tests the panel with a gloved hand, locked solid. He glances back at Marcus.
We need to find a way to open this door.
Marcus nods once sharp, focused, and starts sweeping the room for anything useful. Nathan takes the left side, checking drawers, under the desk, along the walls, looking for keys, cards, or any physical clue. Redact posts up near the elevator, back to the wall. 357 drawn and low, covering the only way in or out. He keeps one eye on the open elevator, the other on the room. Marcus spots it almost immediately, a small computer terminal mounted on the desk, old military grade, screen cracked but glowing faintly green. Dust covers the keyboard, but the power light is still on. He approaches, wipes the screen with his sleeve, and starts navigating the interface menus, flickering, error logs, scrolling. A code lock pops up almost instantly. Secure access required. Enter 8-digit override. Code 3 attempts remaining. Marcus exhales through his teeth.
Terminal's got a lock on the door. 8 digits.
He begins working, pulling up system logs, error reports, old user access strings. His fingers move fast across the keys, cross-referencing timestamps, partial codes from maintenance entries, anything that might hint at the override. Redact stays by the elevator, eyes on the open shaft above, listening for footsteps or machinery. Nathan keeps searching, flipping through faded paper manuals in a drawer, checking under shelves, running gloved fingers along seams in the wall for hidden panels. The room is quiet except for the soft click of keys, the hum of the terminal, and the distant drip of condensation somewhere in the dark. Marcus narrows it down, 2 possible codes from overlapping admin logs. He types the first. Access denied. 2 attempts remaining. He doesn't hesitate, types the second. The screen flashes green. Override accepted. Door unlocked. A heavy mechanical clunk echoes from the far wall. The steel door hisses, then slides open, slowly, revealing a dark hallway beyond. Red emergency strips flicker to life along the floor, leading deeper. Marcus stands, carbine coming up.
That's it.
Nathan steps up beside him, rifle ready. Redact holsters the .357, moves to join them. They look at each other, one long silent beat. Then Marcus steps forward first, into the dark, ready for whatever's next.